Welcome, listeners of the Sacred Heart Cathedral versus St. Francis football broadcast. We're about to get started with the national anthem here in just a few moments.
Let us remember that we are the holy presence of God. God all is good. We thank you for gathering the community of St. Francis and Sacred Heart Cathedral together tonight. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, we ask for your special blessing of this game. Then we will use our guidance and talents to provide exciting competition, great reward for all athletes, coaches, families, and friends and sports. For our safe, exciting game, we pray in gratitude for this opportunity tonight. Live Jesus in our hearts. Forever. Please remain standing now for the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by the Sacred Heart Cathedral Band. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
All right, welcome everyone to Kezar Stadium. My name is Anthony Rail, and with me is
Kai Gottesfeld, and today we got a big one. We got the number 53 team in the nation, St. Francis, facing off against the winless Sacred Heart Cathedral Fighting Irish. Just to put this in comparison for you guys, the number 52 team in the nation is Sierra Canyon. That is where LeBron James Jr., otherwise known as Bronny James, goes down in Southern California. So we are not playing a bad team at all. Last week, St. Francis beat De La Salle for the first time in 30 years. It's actually the first time in 30 years that De La Salle has lost to an opponent in Northern California. So yeah, this is one of the best teams you've ever seen out of St. Francis. They've had Sacred Heart's number over the years, and especially today, we should be expecting a high-scoring game on St. Francis' behalf, and here they go. They're doing the coin toss right now. Hopefully, we get a lot of action, and hopefully Sacred Heart can keep it close, but St. Francis is the favorites.
Sacred Heart had a really good game last time. They were winning by 21 to 19, and then one of the men on Christian Valley just made an amazing catch, and he was also a D1 commit, and so it's not a bad way to lose, but they definitely put up a fight, so hopefully they bring that same energy. Looking for hopefully a win today.
You would have liked to see one of the first wins in a long time for the Fighting Irish last weekend, but unfortunately they lost by a very small margin at the very end. They played amazing the whole game. It really just came down to talent, and the 4-star D1 commit out of Valley Christian last week was just no match for Sacred Heart's corners, unfortunately. But Sacred Heart should be proud of the fight they put up last week, and hopefully they can put up a similar fight this week.
Yeah, she has been doing an amazing job on defense at all the home games that they had. Against Palma, they really did not let anyone go through. It was just a touchdown difference that Palma came out with, and losing some of the key players that they have with Rajon Spears and Derek Regans III, and then another one, Grant Barlow, to just COVID, is probably going to not really help this SHC team, but losing those star players, some other people have a time to shine today, so hopefully they get the time to play really good ball.
Yeah, usually we see quarterback Aiden McGrath of Sacred Heart switch out in and out with Rajon Spears. Rajon Spears is way more mobile, and they run a lot of wildcat with him, but we will not be seeing that today. We'll be seeing a lot more passing than running with McGrath starting at quarterback because, unfortunately, Rajon Spears is out with COVID exposure. All right, St. Francis is about to kick off, and they will have Kendrick Sanders on the return, as well as Isaiah Kishk.
Yeah, Isaiah played a key role last game of making sure to catch those balls that he had, but very little were passed. And nice, good kick into the end zone.
It will be a touchback, and that was a very strong kick, especially concerning the kicks we just saw in the freshman game that weren't even making it to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, definitely going to be a really good team to come up against with some big defensive line. So let's see how much time the O-line could give Aiden McGrath to hopefully pass.
Yeah, I don't think Sacred Heart has played a bigger and more physical team than St. Francis, and it should show. I mean, look at that defensive line. It is huge. All right, looks like they're going to start an empty set. They're motioning Kendrick Sanders to the right side of the field. Jailbreak screen, Kendrick Sanders. That's a good 7-yard pickup.
Really great play right there. Almost starting off with the sack, but Aiden McGrath got it out soon enough. You can just see how they're almost looking like it's double teaming number 77, Josiah.
Josiah Loya.
He's definitely one of their biggest kids on the team, weighing in at about 340.
That is a kid who is an immovable object and an unstoppable force.
It's almost like moving a wall right there.
They flip it to Sanders, who really has nowhere to go. That was some bad blocking by Sacred Heart. Or was it really just great defensive lineman work by St. Francis?
Yeah, looking back at it, number 77, Josiah, is getting blocked by our own 77, Jordan, and another one of our players. So they are double teaming this dude who will probably just plow his way through if it was just a one-man team.
3rd and 5 to go. Sacred Heart actually lost a yard on that last play. All right.
They'll be taking it from their own 25.
Jerry Mixon is in the backfield. They
The
flake the
snap.
flip, and they give it to Jerry Mixon, and I don't think he got it. Looks like they're going to be short, and they're going to be punting on their
short.
first drive. It's a 3 and out. Very unfortunate, and I will not be surprised if we see a lot of this today.
Yeah, just looking at their defense right here, and it's going to be a really tight game. Number 31, Nicholas will be taking it for the punt.
And Draghetto plays wide receiver and strong safety. Here it's a short punt. He will kind of fumble with it, but he breaks a few tackles and finally gets dropped by number 85, Owen Daly.
It seems like they deflected the kick a little bit. Looked like it tipped off because it came out nice and strong, and then it just started flying all over the place pretty crazily. It looked like he was holding his finger after the play, so probably helped them a little bit, but also really didn't get them that much. They looked like they just got about 4 yards after catching it.
This is the first time that we'll see the St. Francis offense today, and I know one thing about them is that they run the ball down your throat. We'll see a lot of running plays. We'll probably only see like no more than 10 passing plays, and here they come. They run the ball, and they get a good 8-ish yards straight to Viliami Teo, who, oh my gosh, this kid is amazing. 54 carries on the year, 472 yards, 8.7 yards per carry, and he leads his team in touchdowns with 7. His longest play of the year was 71-yard touchdown, and Viliami Teo is not a force to be reckoned with, and he's going to be a big test for this Sacred Heart team. He's going to get a lot of carries, but he doesn't get all their carries.
Yeah, Isaiah will probably have to play a big role with his whopping 79-yard touchdown pass that he got from Aiden McGrath with the one-handed snag. And if he's able to do that again, then this will be a very, very tough game as they get it down for the first down.
Camilo Arquette there, who is one of the best receivers on this team, and he also runs the ball good about 2 quick plays, and they already have their first down. And, you know, they started in really good field position because Sacred Heart punting couldn't get it really far, and they're already on the 30-yard line hoping to score on this first drive, and I will be surprised if they don't. Looks like they're coming in an 11-man formation.
They're already running up, and it's close to the end. It's a touchdown.
Kiliami Teo with the touchdown. That was quick. He's the guy who told you that's his 8th touchdown season. Yeah, it's his 8th. That's his 8th touchdown of the season. He has probably around 5. That probably broke 500 yards with that run there. Wow, I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of him today.
Yeah, this offensive line for St. Francis is just really good. You see that they just blocked out, so really no one had a chance to really tackle him. And once he got through the line, he just had a wide open path and was able to run the ball for a 30-yard touchdown and a very high kick, and it's good.
Matthew Carrick, the kicker and punter for St. Francis, one of the smaller kids on the team at 5'7", but again, this St. Francis team is probably one of the biggest teams in California, especially Northern California. They're undefeated so far at 3-0, and yeah.
Yeah, with mixing in that our team has a bunch of sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and they're just going up against almost straight seniors on their defensive line, and a couple of juniors on offense mixing in and out with defense too. It's going to be a very physical challenge that SHC is going to face with just height, weight against our 5'10" to 6'3" kids when they're averaging around 6 foot for St. Francis.
Yeah, and another thing that we got to say is, like, Sacred Heart has a lot of sophomores and undersized juniors on their varsity team, while St. Francis is all pretty huge seniors and juniors. They don't have a single sophomore on the varsity team.
He's going to catch it in the end zone for another touchback. And we could just see that St. Francis is already going to have a punting and kicking overpower from us because their legs are just way stronger. Because you just see that. That's the second kick that they've had, and it's already touched the end zone twice, while ours is just barely getting past the 50-yard line.
All right, Aiden McGrath in empty set again, just like the last set of downs we had with Aiden McGrath. Snaps the ball, getting a lot of pressure, and he gets the pass down to Isaiah Kishk.
For 5 yards. So now they'll be down with 5 to go on the 25-yard line.
Sacred Heart's left tackle got beat extremely quickly there by, I think it was Nicholas Andrighetto.
SHC is really going to be pressured to throw the ball if they're just going to be, if St. Francis is just going to be able to get around the offensive line. So we'll see how SHC responds with that 5-yard gain. And they do a handoff. He's running around and getting absolutely four kids had to tackle Kendrick Sanders to get him down.
I don't think he got it, though. I don't think he got the first down.
Probably be just a yard or two short.
Yeah, 3rd and 2 to go. So can Sacred Heart get their first down of the game? We'll have to see. Aiden McGrath comes out. I wonder what they'll go with here. Will it be a run? Will it be a pass? I'm going to assume it'll be a run to Jerry Mixon, who is the cousin of Bengals running back Joe Mixon. As you can see, he is the running back next to Aiden McGrath. But no, it'll be a passing play. Ooh. It's almost intercepted there by Andrighetto. But it was an incomplete pass intended for Isaiah Kishk.
see how mad Jerry was because he was just wide open with no one guarding him, and he didn't get the ball passed. Kind of stormed off a little bit in frustration, but at the end of the day, the play was made for Isaiah, number 2, who has really good hands and almost catches everything thrown at him.
I would say that the ball was a little bit misplaced by McGrath. It was a little bit behind him, but unlucky for Sacred Heart as they have to punt again. And, ooh, it's a bad one. It's fair caught by number 31, Andrew Ghetto, at the 50-yard line. So, again, extremely good field position for St. Francis, but there is a flag. If I had to assume it's probably going to go on Sacred Heart based on the body expressions of the team.
And number 77, Jordan, seems to be a little bit frustrated, throwing his hands up, and the flag was thrown. And it's actually going to be on defense. So now with St. Francis getting another opportunity at the ball, we'll see how SHC will be able to shut them down. SHC's student section right now is very energetic with a bunch of hype man down near the track.
Quite a bit more crowded student section than I was expecting here, but next week the Bruce Mahoney game versus St. Ignatius will be more packed than you'll ever see Kezar. There will not be a single open seat, and it'll be the first one in over a year where fans can fully come into the stadium, so it'll be really fun to watch next Friday night.
Yeah, these Bruce Mahoney games definitely get very intense. So that's definitely a game that you do not want to miss. Varsity will be starting at 7 o'clock at Kezar Stadium if you want to buy tickets.
They hand it off to Teu. Oh, actually gets stuffed at the line. I think that was number 36, Jabari Ryan. That was actually some good run defense, and I can almost guarantee you that at almost every single first down play for the St. Francis team, they will try to run the ball to either Jeffrey Zhu or Viliami Teu or maybe Camilo Arquette.
They're just going to feed it to their star players, which is actually quite a smart move. And so SHC is probably just going to have to double team each of their star players, forcing it to the kids who really don't get the ball, and kind of making them worry a lot and have their best. SHC must have their best defenders on their star players.
Oh, they do a little trick play here. Number 11.
And he's still running.
Andrew Adkisson. Andrew Adkisson is one of St. Francis' best receivers, but couldn't get anything done on that play as we're going to have a 3rd and a long. So it's 3rd and 8 to go. They marked it with the forward progress there. So it looks more like a 3rd and 10 to me, though. Yeah, 3rd and 10. I wonder what St. Francis will draw up. They could go with a running play just because, honestly, their run game is that good. I would be confident that they could get 10 yards, but maybe they don't want to risk that, and they're going to try to pass the ball. But their quarterback, Matt Doherty, hasn't passed that much. Only 9 completions in 3 games.
Yeah, in the beginning of the game, Aiden McGrath was warming up the whole time. He was not really.
What a pass! That's a big
pass.
20-yard gain. 87. That is Riley Long, who is junior. He also plays as DB.
Yeah, definitely surprised me right there, and just took the words out of my mouth. So actually, he was warming up, and he was ready to pass that ball.
Matt Doherty had, in 2 games, 45% completion percentages and 141 yards. One positive is that he has not thrown an interception yet. In fact, I don't think their entire offense has had a single turnover. So they run the ball to Teu again. Another good run defensive stop by Jerry Mixon, playing on 2 sides of the balls. He's definitely one of the star players for Sacred Heart Cathedral.
And with a little bit of assistance from Benny Hatch, number 75, who's one of our sophomores. He's one of the kids who comes in for a play or two and gets the job done, and then back to the sidelines to rest his legs and gets back in again to take another tackle or a sack. He's definitely one of the underrated sophomores on SHC, and they will lose more yards.
Another great run stop by Sacred Heart Cathedral. That was Camilo Arquette on the run.
And now it'll be 3 and 10.
Camilo Arquette actually averages 13.5 yards a carry according to Max Preps, his stats on Max Preps. This St. Francis football team gets 7+ yards a carry. And so far they've had 2 good runs, which came on the first drive, but since then, Sacred Heart Cathedral has stopped the run extremely well. Hopefully they can keep that up, but we'll see as they're coming out in pistol here. Looks like SHC is showing blitz, and they do blitz. They get to the running back very fast, and they get him for a loss. They ran the ball on 3rd and 10, and it's going to be 4th down, and they're probably going to punt here. It's too far for a kick. That was Kevin Hernandez and Silas Mahilabi getting to the backfield right away, and that's very positive signs if you are an Irish fan.
Great defense by SHC that they're showing right now. Now with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock, let's see what SHC can do. It seems like number 25.
That's Jackson Irons on the punt return. All right, punt.
The high kick.
Jackson Irons he'll probably
drop. And hit hard.
Yeah, I don't know if that's legal.
You hit him way before the ball even hit the ground.
The flag was just thrown.
Super late.
That was late, so I'm assuming that that's going to be on the sideline, maybe for foul language or maybe having too many players on the field.
You could hear screaming all down the sidelines on SHC. They are very unhappy with that. And the ruling will be seems Coach McLaughlin is having a few close words with the referee. Pretty frustrated with that.
The Sacred Heart crowd is hyping up their offense. They want to see some of it, which they haven't been able to do so far. Hopefully Sacred Heart can get a 1st down or 2. I think they should be passing the ball more, because I don't know if they'll be able to run the ball at all against this huge St. Francis defensive line.
And they'll be taking a timeout for SHC with 4 minutes left in the 1st quarter.
I don't know if I like that from Sacred Heart. I think they should have saved the timeouts from later. You know, they're coming off of a turnover on downs. I don't understand why that would be necessary, especially considering that, you know, they're all the way back on their own 6-yard line. I would have liked them to save that for the end of the half. We're not even out of the 1st quarter right now.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a very interesting couple plays right here, trying to see how SHC could get down for a touchdown for 100 yards. This is the farthest that SHC has been back so far in all the games that they have played. So SHC with Aiden McGrath in the quarterback spot, most likely looking to throw. Hopefully they have Kendrick Sanders or Jerry Nixon open again. And
Kendrick Sanders looks like he's lined up in the backfield, and they flip to, I'm assuming that we're going to get a false start on the offense, which will put them all the way back to their own 1-yard line, which will almost guarantee a running play to either Jerry Mixon, but
it's against St.
Francis.
Francis.
Against St. Francis. I'm surprised they call it. Usually they let them give them a free play to try to get something done while there's a flag on the field, but that's great for Sacred Heart. Gives them 1st and 5, and it gives them some more breathing room. I'm assuming that they'll go with a pass play here. This is a great way to start a drive. Getting that 1st and 5, it really broadens your opportunity, especially on 1st down.
Now Jerry Mixon is going to substitute for Kendrick Sanders on this play. And it seems that Jerry Mixon is going to be playing right behind Aiden McGrath with a handoff to him up the middle for about 4 yards.
Ball came out, but I think it was after the play. Paduriak Casey picked it up. He's a strong safety, but it won't matter. Sacred Heart will get it again, 2nd and 5.
All right, now it'll be 2nd down and 2, down at their own 14-yard line. Now this is very close for SHC, and now they're just inching and inching more to first downs.
They flip to Bruce Oppressa, and he'll get, tackled for loss. I don't know about that call. I think they should have tried to pass instead of trying to do a run variation play. It's going to be a 3rd and 5.
Now, watching these first couple plays that they have made so far, with 3rd down and 6 to go, they have been throwing it a lot to the side and just letting them run in a straight line down the side. We just see St. Francis instantly shift over to the left, having about 8 guys just cover that side. So I don't know if that's the smartest play. I haven't seen if SHC has picked up on that, but running up the middle or passing play is probably going to be the best option for them, since that is the most yards that they gained so far. Now Aiden McGrath deep and sacked.
Is that a safety, or is that going to be on the 1-yard line? St. Francis is forming safety, but I haven't seen anything from the refs. The refs think it's down on the 1. Man, this is rough. Now they got a punt from their own 1-yard line. This could go very badly for Sacred Heart Cathedral.
Taken down in the end zone, giving St. Francis the safety.
They gave them the safety, which is not a good start for Sacred Heart Cathedral.
So now it'll be 9 St. Francis and 0 SHC, putting them back all the way in the end zone once again with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
That's unfortunate there, and on a drive that started 1st and 5 on the 14-yard line, it ends in a safety. That is not acceptable offense for Sacred Heart Cathedral.
This is definitely going to be a jam-packed game with a lot of action on both sides. SHC has been doing really good on defense so far after that 1 touchdown that they let up. But now offense, you just need to find a way to start getting down the line more and more with either passing plays or flipping it and trying to run up the middle, because the sides have not been working so far. That's what's causing them to lose the yards, and just letting the defense slip through the line to get sacks is also another big issue that SHC is having right now.
I think Sacred Heart should do more. Sacred Heart Cathedral should get more plays out of I-form and less plays out of the gun, because the gun doesn't seem to be working for them, and this is high school football. Running the ball is key. They should be averaging more than 5 yards a carry, and they're getting stopped before getting 5 yards on almost every single running play. I think they should either commit to just passing the ball versus the St. Francis defensive line, or they should try to run the ball more direct and up the middle.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to look for a different approach in the second half. And
it is a safety, so they will have to punt, and it lands it around the 50, gets picked up by number 30, Andrew Kraskilo. Gets returned to about Sacred Heart's 48-yard line. So this is crazy, and I think of the 3 drives we've seen so far from St. Francis, they've started at the 50, their own 40 because of a penalty, but it would have been the 50-yard line, and then the 48-yard line of Sacred Heart Cathedral.
Now with
not good stuff from the special teams unit of Sacred Heart Cathedral.
Yeah, now with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, St. Francis is going to have yet another chance to try to score a touchdown. And they're down at the 49-yard line. Got the snap.
Oh.
Instantly passed. Very high.
High pass.
Just slips out of the hands of number 9.
Tim Nettany. And Tim Nettany is the best receiver on St. Francis, and he couldn't bring it down. He has 3 touchdowns, 60 yards, but more importantly, he is 6'5" tall. Plays wide receiver and DB. One of the biggest and most athletic kids on this St. Francis team. He should have a big year, but that drop is not something you like to see from someone who has that much potential.
Yeah. us thinking that SHC had a big quarterback with Rajon being at 6'1" and Ada McGrath being at 6'2", we just see that on their stats that they have number 12, Matthew, scaling at about 6'5".
Teu gets the handoff, and he has pretty good yardage, but it's not going to be enough for the first down.
Yeah, St. Francis, I mean, is just going to be running the ball up the middle, and SHC is just going to need to start closing the gaps more often instead of leaving them wide open. So that's something SHC is going to need to pick up in the later quarters with 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
We're going to have to see big games from number 77, Jordan Sulafafatu, and number 99, Silas Bahilabi. They hand it off to Teu again. He got some good yardage, and he definitely got the first down there. They had some huge gaps opened up on the left side there, and he's able to get some good yardage.
And they'll be down at about the 44-yard line with 1 minute and 40 seconds left. This first quarter has gone by a lot slower than normal ones just because of how many timeouts, how many touchbacks, and all that stuff that's just stopping the clock. You already see how tired SHC is. And it looks like St. Francis just started with stuff.
Teu, another good run. They don't have an answer for him. On St. Francis' second drive, Sacred Heart seemed to make some progress, but, you know, Sacred Heart has not yet been able to get the ball on offense into St. Francis territory. St. Francis has been living on offense in the Sacred Heart territory. And as they're inching on the red zone here, I will expect another St. Francis touchdown, but I wonder if they'll be able to get it done before the end of the quarter.
Yeah, 50 seconds left. About 29 yards away from the end zone. They're going to be pretty close to this with just running the ball straight up the middle once again. And that's going to be wide open
up the middle, his second touchdown of the day, his 9th on the season. It's a lot of yards. It's a lot of yards for Viliami Teu. He's obviously the star player of this team, and he is the main reason why St. Francis' offense has been rolling as of late.
Yeah, so now it will be 15 for St. Francis, and it will be 0 for SHC. And now with the field goal,
Matthew Carrick,
it's good.
Drills it.
Nice and high again. Almost over the track this time. So now they will have 31 seconds left in the first quarter, with St. Francis having 16 points and SHC having 0. Definitely going to need a lot of energy from SHC's side right now, trying to get things back up and rolling.
Sacred Heart should feel accomplished with getting multiple first downs on offense. They have something that they have not been able to do so far. I think they've only had one.
They probably
so
only
far
had one so far.
Yeah, one so far in this game. Actually, I'm not even sure if it's been one. Even when they got helped out by penalties twice, they've been helped out by penalties, and there's been nothing there.
Yeah, St. Francis' defense, too, is just astonishing, just with all the great stops that they had so far. So, once again, number 2, Isaiah, and number 6, Jerry, will be, my apologies, number 5, Kendrick, will be receiving the ball.
Kendrick Sanders is also a track and field athlete. He's very fast, he's very shifty, and he's the leading rusher on this Irish team. And he's also a very good kick returner. Let's see what he'll be able to do. Oh, they go with an onside kick. Oh, I think they got it. Number 23. Number 23, Tyler Evans, looked like he received the onside kick, and it was not expected. Well, that's just rubbing salt in the wounds for Sacred Heart Cathedral, as the offense doesn't even get the ball back. Up 16-0. I don't think anyone was expecting that. And it's a gutsy call by St. Francis, but it paid off. They're going to try to run up the score before Sacred Heart has a chance to do anything about it.
Now, St. Francis is definitely just trying to show how much of a top-tier school they are and how well of a football team that they have. They're going to do offsides or onside kick with literally 30 seconds left in the first quarter, and they're already winning by 16.
Passing play. They
Going
decide
deep.
not to screen. Oh!
And dropped.
Almost a catch, but a great coverage by R.L. Miller. Wow. I think that was number 11, Andrew Adkinson, but he just couldn't get it done. It was a great throw by their quarterback, Matt Doherty, and it should be noted that was one of the best throws I've seen in high school football in a long time. Great placement over Andrew Adkinson's shoulder, but R.L. Miller at the last second knocked it away.
Just slipped out of his hands. He had control of it, but once he fully got it and coming down, he just lost it.
Great run
sack.
defense. Great run defense. Jabari Ryan and Silas Bahili. Oh,
What a
it's
great
going to be a
play.
3rd and long now. I mean, they went with the onside kick, and it so far has not been paying off. Oh, it's 3rd and 12. Looks like
They're gonna run out the clock.
Run out the clock. That's the end of the first quarter. 16-0. St. Francis Lancers beating Sacred Heart Cathedral Irish. What do you think about that first half, Anthony? What are some notes that you have?
Definitely crazy. You can hear how mad Coach McLaughlin is right now. Very frustrated. That's definitely going to bring up the team's energy right now, especially with that onside kicks. I still can't believe that they pulled that off in the last 30 seconds. That caught me off guard. It's pretty crazy. But now with probably St. Francis's ego stacked all the way to the top, they're probably going to be trying some other cheeky stuff to try to get more and more points, just to absolutely try to embarrass SHC. But you know what? SHC has been down before, and they've tried to make a comeback before, so we'll see what they could do.
They're going to come back on a 3rd and 12. St. Francis is still in the huddle. They should be coming back to the field soon. This is another thing. St. Francis is getting more time to talk with their team while Sacred Heart Cathedral is out there on the field already just waiting, and that's part of the reason. That type of stuff shows me how good of a team that St. Francis is. They take advantage of all their little opportunities, and this is a team that will be in the playoffs later this year. They'll be hoping to get trophies. You know, so far their season couldn't have gone any better. The run game has been amazing, and it's really just the trenches for St. Francis. The offensive and defensive line are great. They aren't turning the ball over, and they're forcing a lot of turnovers on defense as well. 3rd and 12. They motion out the running back, Teu. They get a blitz. Kevin Hernandez hits the quarterback and forces an incomplete pass. He was a free rusher on the outside, and he had a huge hit on Joshua Perry, who was in at quarterback for that play, and he looks a little bit shaken up coming off the field.
That was a pretty hard hit from Kevin Hernandez. And that would have been very, very major for SHC if they got that off.
It's almost a strip sack. Half a second later, and I think it would have been a strip sack. Kevin Hernandez just was a free rusher. If he was a tiny bit faster, maybe something could have been created, but still a good job, forced the incomplete pass. And Sacred Heart will have to catch the punt. It's going to be Jackson Irons. It's a good punt. Jackson Irons fair catches, and he gets it past the 20-yard line, which is better starting position that they've had so far all day. Jackson Irons is very small, but he's actually very shifty. He stands at only 5'4" and 120 pounds, but I'm telling you, that kid is fast and he's shifty. When he gets a chance to receive, he really didn't have a chance on that one because we've got Maul if he didn't fair catch, but he's a very, very fast receiver and punt returner.
Now SHC with the ball this time, and they are give it to
Jerry
number 6,
Mixon.
Jerry Mixon.
All the way down.
And he's
R.L. Miller with a
Wow.
50-yard catch.
That was unexpected. That I guarantee you St. Francis did not know that was coming. But that was so bad because R.L. Miller was just looking back after he caught it. If he was looking straight ahead, he had absolutely as much room as he possibly can to get that touchdown. But that should put them 23 yards closer to the end zone. And with a fumble, but recovered by Jerry Mixon once again.
They put Jerry Mixon in at quarterback, and the first thing he does is throws a complete rocket to R.L. Miller. Man, this kid has running back in his family. His cousin is a professional running back and one of the best in the league in the NFL. And so is Jerry, but man, he just showed us he can throw the ball. It's great 38 yards and an extra 20 running by R.L. Miller. And finally, SHC is in the territory of the Lancers here.
Now just losing 3 yards on that.
They
put
looks
them
like they
at 2 and
audibled,
13.
and it looks like it's going to be Jerry Mixon to run. He gets about 3 or 4 yards up the middle, and it's going to be a 3rd and long here.
So I'll put them back to where they started at 3 and 10. On the 29-yard line.
Looks like they're not running any plays with Aiden McGrath. They're using either Bruce Opressa or Jerry Mixon as the Wildcat. Very interesting stuff, but I like the idea. Jabari Ryan's there in the backfield too. They motion the whole offensive line. Looks like 85, Owen Daly comes in. Snap is to Jerry Mixon. He's looking. He's scrambling. Wide open in the and Owen Daly touchdown! What a play design. I love the new scheme that Sacred Heart showed us on that drive. And what a play by Jerry Mixon. He extends the play. The pass rush broke all apart. He stepped up in the pocket. They kind of did some improvisation there, and Owen Daly got open, had the wide open touchdown. Honestly, the star of that drive for me was Jerry Mixon. He had like a good 70 passing yards. Wow. I think they might have found their new offensive scheme and strategy.
And now if they just keep doing this is going to leave St. Francis absolutely confused and puzzled with what's going to come next. You can see that St. Francis is starting to question about what is happening, but SHC is now very happy, got their hopes back, just making this a 10-point difference right now.
I think the Sacred Heart kicker actually missed the kick for the extra point there. It looked like it went in, but from our angle, it's kind of hard to tell. They're saying he missed it.
That was a very well-developed plan that SHC had coming along. Just switching out their QBs, switching up a whole line. That scramble by Jerry was absolutely phenomenal. Going from the right side, then absolutely just weaving through the defenders and going onto the left side with number 85, Ogun, absolutely open and just had a free path to go.
If you are the Lancers, Anthony, are you worried? Are you worried about this new offensive scheme that Sacred Heart has going?
I will definitely start questioning about, because they probably did a fair amount of film that they watched, and they probably are now worried about, whoa, I did not see that in any of the film that I watched. So they're now going to question a little bit, but now you can see how taunting St. Francis is by scooting up a couple yards.
For the kickoff, it's going to be Brian Coyle, the junior. And returning, it looks like number 6 and number 4, that's Teo, who's their star running back, already 2 touchdowns, and he has a lot of space. There's a lot of space. He's juking, and he gets a pretty good return. He's finally tackled by number 24, Nico Dreyer, on special teams. Nico Dreyer is a great special teams unit. He also does track at Sacred Heart. He's part of our 4x100 meter relay with Kendrick Sanders. One of the fastest kids on the team. He's able to make the tackle.
Now, St. Francis with another opportunity to have the ball. Let's see what they can do with SHC's spirits going up. And now we'll have number 99, Silas, in on the D line and getting double teamed to push back.
Oh, Teo, the good run. Gets about 8 or 9. It's going to be second and short. Sacred Heart, we've seen inconsistency for their defense so far. On some of the drives, they've been able to counter the runs by Teo, who's an absolute tank in the backfield. But on other drives, we've seen Teo get like big chunk plays and eventually led to the 2 touchdowns that they've had so far.
Yeah, it's definitely a staircase of emotions right now, or plays, as I mean. Or you could just go up, or you could either fall down. That's definitely what St. Francis is doing right now. So with the snap and handing off up the middle.
It's going to be number 6, Arquette.
And he'll be taken down by number 27, Nicholas. So now St. Francis will be taking this from about the 33-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
This is where I want to see St. Francis close out drives. This is going to tell us, are they the real deal? Do they deserve to be the 53rd ranked team in the nation? According to Max Preps, so they hand it off to Arquette again. Looks like he got about 4 yards.
And that'll be putting them at 2 and 6. And now we could hear from the SAC student side just telling them to push back St. Francis. Now just 29 yards away from the end zone. We have seen this before where St. Francis could just pass it right into the end zone, or possibly run it again and hand it off to number 4, Teo.
No, it's actually Arquette who's in the backfield right now. It looks like they're in some iPhone formation. Teo's on the sidelines. They give the ball to Arquette.
A hard hit at the knees.
Hard hit. R.L. Miller gets the tackle, but it will be 3rd and about 3. Ooh, this is a huge play. 2 to go. They're saying 3rd and 3. Scoreboard saying 3rd and 2. I would assume it's going to be running the ball to Arquette because Teo's not on the field. But maybe since Teo's not on the field, maybe they won't run the ball. And instead they'll pass. Looks like they're in some more I form with a fullback and Arquette in the backfield. They give it to Arquette, who as a whole gets the, ooh, that's going to be close. I'm not sure. It depends on where the referees will spot this.
It definitely looks like it's not enough for the 1st down, but who knows?
I don't know, Anthony. I think
I
would still go for it. I would go for it on 4th down here. This is 100% 4th down territory. It's a little bit too far for a field goal, but it's a perfect area to try to get that extra yardage and keep the drive alive.
Yeah, I mean, when you're just inches away from it, I mean, you have nothing to lose because that's definitely going to be quite a long way for SHC to go. So if you get closer and closer to that end zone, there's nothing really to lose.
Give it to Arquette again with a stiff arm.
And a hard hit at the legs.
That's Jerry Mixon again. Jerry Mixon and Bruce Opressa.
One hitting from up top and then the other
Sacred
one
Heart
hitting
defense
from low.
is bending and not breaking. Oh, but where are they going to spot the ball? That's the question.
They really just had number 6.
Bruce Opressa is shaking his right hand. Maybe there's something off, but yes, it's a turnover on downs.
That was what SHC needed right there with that hard hit, making Arquette absolutely do a somersault in midair. So now SHC will be taking this down at about the 24-yard line. At St. Francis's 24-yard line.
I wonder if they'll revert back to their old scheme. Actually, Aiden McGrath is sidelined right now. Jerry Mixon's running back onto the field. I don't think we'll see their traditional Sacred Heart scheme, and they'll go more with that wildcat look. They'll go more sort of think Baltimore Ravens offense here.
Now Now we could see Ada McGrath next up on the corner just in case they get pressed a little bit. A little bit of emotion, and there will be a flag on the field.
False
False
start.
start on offense.
Oof, that's not a good start to this drive.
It's definitely not what SHC needed right now. With 6 minutes left in the second quarter. This is going to be a loss of yards, putting them at first down and 15.
Looks like they give the ball to Jerry Mixon straight off the snap, and ooh, that looked like a clothesline tackle by number 2, Jeffrey Zhu, but it's not going to be called.
So it was a 4-yard gain, putting them at 11 yards down to the first down. And it seems like Bruce will be their quarterback for right now on this play.
I don't know if we should be calling them quarterbacks. They seem more like de facto running backs who get the ball snapped right to them. Jerry Mixon is in the backfield. They do a lot of pre-snap motions. Isaiah Keish comes over to their right side. I think that's Kendrick Sanders in the backfield. Up, gets a lot of pressure. He's evading the pressure. He throws it. Oh, tried to throw it away. Almost intercepted by number 6, Camilo Arquette, who is also one of their star running backs, but he wasn't able to come down with it.
So now
3rd and 11 on St. Francis 23. We'll probably see a passing play. I wonder if Aiden McGrath stays sidelined and they'll stay out there with Jerry Mixon.
They probably won't bring him back until the first half is done.
I don't know,
But
maybe that first drive worked, but so far this drive has gone nowhere. They went empty set, a lot of pressure. Jerry Mixon evades it though. Wow, he's a hard guy to bring down. And they get the throw off to Isaiah Keish. Wow, the offensive line fell apart, but Jerry Mixon broke 2 sacks. That's great quarterback. That is great quarterback. Jerry Mixon put this team on his back on that play. And honestly, also, I have to mention, very, very good from Isaiah Keish to get the first down there, losing his man. Looks like R.L. Miller and Bruce are on the field. Bruce is lined up as a tight end position. The backfield we have Jerry Mixon and there's a flag. I'm assuming this is a false start.
We're going to be discussing on the field.
Oh, never mind. It was a timeout. But it looks like the referees are discussing a flag.
This has been a jam-packed first half so far, with SHC being able to just get that first play off, which was very impressive for an imposter forward quarterback, as we could say, from Jerry Mixon, just showing that he is a star athlete for this SHC team. He's definitely stepping up as Ray, John Spears, and Derek are gone due to COVID, and he's stepping in for them and showing them what he's got for both offense, defense, and as a quarterback.
St. Francis taking extra long again on the timeouts, and they're finally coming back onto the field.
So now SHC will be taking it for first down and 10 at St. Francis's 40-yard line.
Derek Sanders in the backfield with Jerry Mixon. It'll be Jerry Mixon who gets the snap. They fake it to Bruce, but then Bruce is going to end up lead blocking for Jerry Mixon. Gets about a yard.
It's going to be hard stopped right before probably about a yard or 2 gain, 1 yard gain. Great defense by both teams so far in this first half. There has been a little bit of slips in between, but it seems that Ada McGrath is going to be coming in They're going to be replacing him for Jerry Mixon.
I wonder if they're going to keep Aiden McGrath in or if he's just coming in for a play or two to give Mixon a rest. Also, Kishk is confused as to where to line up. He's going to end up lining up in the slot, I think. Marlon Miller's on the bottom of your screen. Timeout for Irish.
Just a little bit of confusion right there. That was a smart play, or else they would have to lose the 5 yards and push them back to the 46-yard line, making it harder and harder for them to just get to the end zone. And we can see SHC's side getting up and cheering for the team.
Crowd is starting to get loud here. If Sacred Heart Cathedral can get any points on this drive, it would be huge for them. It would cut the deficit to 1 possession, and it's exactly what they need. There's 3 minutes and 42 seconds, so what they don't want is to have a loss on downs here and give the ball back to St. Francis, who could easily score before the end of the half. Also, I'm pretty sure St. Francis has all 3 of their timeouts, so they will be able to slow down the clock and get another drive if need be.
So now SJC taking it down for their 2nd down. Aiden
McGrath
McGrath
flips it to Bruce. Bruce has a big hole up the middle, but he'll get a gain of about 5 or 6. A lot of trick plays, a lot of motioning, a lot of wide receiver end around jet sweeps, fake jet sweeps. A lot of creativity on the Sacred Heart offense, and I really like what's happening here. Hopefully they can keep it going, and I would like to see more Jerry Mixon out there. He's the guy who's going to be able to improvise and extend plays.
And all these trick plays that they've been pulling off so far has been helping them a lot. Besides that other couple plays that they had where they didn't really move at all, but right now it seems to be working for them, as they are 3 yards away from the 1st down. Aiden McGrath
takes
is
it
looking
again
for someone, and they get
Gotch Kishkin. Oh, he dropped it.
So now it'll be 4th down from the 47-yard line, forcing SHC to punt it.
I'm surprised they put Aiden McGrath out there on the drive, considering that Jerry Mixon's the guy who's been making plays, but it's me to wonder if leads me to wonder if maybe they don't want to change plans or something. Oh, punt is blocked. Punt is blocked and recovered on the 50-yard line. Number 23, Tyler Evans blocked the punt. Owen Daly kind of saw it coming, and he really couldn't maneuver out of it. But man, 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock. It's a lot of time to score for St. Francis.
Yeah, definitely a lot of time for St. Francis. They could probably do it in less than a minute if they wanted to. But still, back to that onside kickoff. They might be just playing with their food right now, as they are up 16-6 right now. So they'll be taking it from the 49-yard line.
They're in more I formation here. I think that's Teo in the backfield.
Looking for pass.
Big play action, and it's a huge
Deep
pass. Deep. Oh, almost intercepted by Kendrick Sanders.
Number 11.
Number 11.
Andrew had to be diving out for that play in order to try to get it, but seemed to scheme his fingertips, barely getting it. If he caught that, that would have been a huge, and I mean huge play for St. Francis, giving them 15 yards away from the end zone. But phenomenal defense by Kendrick Sanders, just playing tight on him, making sure he had no view of the ball.
Adkison, according to Max Preps, is a 4-sport athlete, plays football, basketball, baseball, and track. But on his 2 targets today, has not been able to get it to catches. They give it to Netany, the 6'5" wide receiver, on a screen. He's able to get 4. 3rd down. This is a big play. Sacred Heart's defense has been impressing me so far. But at the same time, this St. Francis offense has been great, and not only today, it's been great all season. I wonder if they'll go with a run or a passing play. The run has been spotty. It's either been extremely good or they've been stuffed at the line. Like Silas is out there in the defensive tackle spot. He's the star player on the secondary defense. He will disrupt the run. They're in some pistol formation. Oh,
Looking for another pass. Scrambling.
interception! Miller. Oh, this one could go all the way back. This one could go all the way back. Pick six.
It will be a big
Pick
6.
six, R.L. Miller. Pick six, R.L. Miller.
That is what SHC needed to get things rolling again.
And I do want to mention that's Joshua Perry who actually threw the pick six. It wasn't Matt Doherty, who's the usual quarterback. They put in Perry and threw it right to R.L. Miller. Second big play of the day. His first one was the huge pass that he caught from Jerry Mixon, and it's now 12-16.
The SHC side is booming right now with excitement from that play. That was a fantastic play that they just had with Jerry Mixon telling them to raise up the noise for that play. What a great play. Jumped up and snagged that ball out of midair. It's fantastic.
These SHC fans are electric. Electric right now. This is really promising stuff from Sacred Heart. You know, they played a superior opponent last week in Valley Christian, but they were able to keep the score extremely close, and they almost won if it wasn't for a game-winning touchdown by a D1 commit. This week, they're keeping the game close versus St. Francis, the number 53 team in the nation, undefeated, and this is very impressive stuff.
Now,
Aiden Shea is holding, and Brian Coyle will kick. Brian Coyle missed the extra point earlier, and this time,
almost blocked, but was able to get it through. So now this will make it a 13-16 game right now with a minute and 30 seconds left in the first half. This is definitely an action-packed game so far. SHC holding on to the competitors St. Francis, who we thought were going to be a harder competition. Almost a blowout, but SHC has been proving everyone wrong so far, how well they're doing.
Sacred Heart Cathedral has been great on both sides of the ball, and their star players have been making plays when it matters. R.L. Miller on both sides of the ball. Jerry Mixon on both sides of the ball. Silas Bahilibi stopping the run. We got Bruce Opressa, who's had some decent runs so far, and a really good fourth down stop on defense earlier. Sacred Heart Cathedral is losing the game, but they definitely have the momentum right now. So there's 1 minute and 36 seconds, though. You know, do you think, Anthony, St. Francis will be able to score on this drive? And what do you think they'll come out with? Will they pass the ball, or will they stick with their usual run?
I wouldn't be surprised with okay, never mind. I was going to be surprised if they were going to do an onside kick right there, but you know, with what St. Francis has been doing so far, it's definitely going to be a running game with number 4, Teo, just running up the line to get close to the 50-yard line.
That's his second really good return of the day, and that's some good field position with 1 minute 25 seconds left on the clock.
If he didn't hesitate before that 50-yard line, he probably would have had a straight getaway down the line, but he decided to hesitate as a defender was approaching him on the left side, and that's what got him down. But he had a wide open shot. So let's see what St. Francis can do, as they have been just running the ball non-stop this game. So let's see if they could get a passing play going on so far.
I wonder if we'll see more passing or running on this drive. They hand it off to Arquette. Whew, breaks a tackle and he gets about 5. That's good running. I wonder why they haven't been running more with Teo. He is their best running back, but in the last few drives it's been a lot of Arquette out there, who is good himself. I just want to say Camilo Arquette, before this game, he had a 36-yard run. He's had 2 touchdowns. He's been averaging 13.5 yards a carry. He is no scrub. He's a beast, but Teo's had the superior number so far this season. They give it to Arquette again, who gets about 2.
So now with 45 seconds left in the first half, SHG will have, or sorry, St. Francis will have about 3 yards to get the first down, taken at their own 44-yard line. Now with the clock winding down, they're going to throw a flag. False starts.
It's only 21 seconds left in the half. I wonder why St. Francis didn't call timeout there. They have 3 left. You know, that's and the false start. This is bad
Back
game
them up.
management by the Lancers, especially the talent they have, the history they have earlier this season.
Yeah, I mean, you could just see that SHG is now starting to pressure St. Francis, because St. Francis thought they were going to have an easy win right there, but now that we've been playing some trick plays and just getting those impressive plays off, it's definitely making them crumble a little bit. So now with a second left,
They get one last play off, and they do a draw play. Arquette breaks a tackle, but Salas is chasing him. He gets about 15 yards. He's still going, and 20 yards, but the half ends. Arquette runs up his numbers. Half ends 16-13. Lancers on top. But hey, Sacred Heart's putting up a fight. Sacred Heart Cathedral is putting up a fight, people. We'll be back to you in the second half. This has been Anthony and Kai, and
we'll be signing off for the night.
Hi, I'm Claire, an SBO Spirit Commissioner here at SH.
And I'm Paloma, another SBO Spirit Commissioner here at SHC. Claire, how do you think the game's been going so far?
Honestly, very well. For playing St. Francis, I think our team is doing a great job.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. I mean, the first quarter looked a little rough, but by the second we were coming back. And SHC, I think we can win this one.
Yeah, especially with quite a few players out this week. We have some switch up in the positions, and I think they've been doing a really great job.
For sure. And the student section's looking good today too.
We brought out Coach Ham, we brought out the megaphones, and I'd say we're bringing our all.
That's right. And special thanks to the SHC band tonight. They've been killing it.
Our student section is poppin' and ready to go. I'd like to talk about that play from RL, the interception for the touchdown.
My goodness, all the way down the field?
Brought us back to only down by 3 at half, so we are very excited.
A tremendous play, and more on the bagpipes earlier.
More on the bagpipes and the kids on the flags running down the track. I'd say SHC Spirit is at a high.
For sure. All right, y'all, have a great night. We're super excited for the game, and we'll take you back to the field now.
Thanks for watching.
Welcome back to the third quarter. I'm your new play-by-play commentator, Owen Camaros. I'm joined to my left by the color commentator,
Dimitri Ryan. It's a pleasure to be with you tonight.
As we begin the third quarter, we look back on the events of the first two quarters. The Irish have kept this game competitive. It's 16-13. The running back for St. Francis, William Teyu, has had 90 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Joshua Perry, their quarterback, has only had 34 passing yards and he threw a pick 6 late into the second quarter. So we'll see how he responds in the third quarter.
Yeah, Viliano Teo, clearly the workhorse of the St. Francis Lancer team. It's going to be key for the SHC Fighting Irish to contain him if they want to win this game.
And the Irish will kick off. We've already seen some trickery from the kickoff with St. Francis came out with an onside kick after one of their touchdowns, and they recovered the onside kick, so it was a very successful play. Didn't end up swinging momentum, but we'll see what the Irish do on this kickoff. Should be just a normal kickoff.
Brian Coyle with the kickoff here for the Irish. Good kick here.
Kickoff goes deep. It's going to be led into the end zone for a touchback, and the ball will be started on the 25.
Number 12, Matt Doherty Jr. coming out, trying to lead the Lancer offense down the field. Let's see if the Fighting Irish can stop him.
So 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, my mistake. St. Francis looks like they're going to line up. One wide receiver far out to the right, and then a bunch formation in the middle. Quarterback under center. Takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to the right.
Handoff to Teo.
Unable to find any yardage, and he's going to be stopped for about a 1-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11.
That rush defense really coming in clutch for the Irish.
We'll see what St. Francis decides to do on the 2nd and 11. They've really relied heavily on the run game. However, the Irish have been quite good at stopping the run. They've been very adaptive. Teyu had 90 yards in the first half, but 87 of those came in the first quarter.
Another handoff to Teo. He's breaking into the Irish secondary, and he's brought down by number 27.
Nicholas Feliciano with the tackle. Teyu with about a 15-yard gain there. We'll see what they decide to do. Now it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the Irish 35-yard line on the left hash. 2 wide receivers to the right for St. Francis, and an I formation in the backfield with a fullback and a halfback. Quarterback under center, hands the ball off to
Teo.
Hands the ball off to Teyu. There's a flag on the field. Flag on the play. Looks like we'll see what it is. Offensive holding, but we'll see what the call is.
And it's looking like the Lancers are going to be running everything through Teo today. He's really the workhorse back of their team. If the Irish want to start at this, then containing Teo is going to be key.
The call is holding on the offense, so that'll put the ball 10 yards back from the spot of the foul. Looks like it'll make it about first and 20-yard line. Puts the ball at the 25-yard line, and we'll see what the Lancers decide to do on 1st and long, 1st and very long.
Irish defense communicating, trying to see how best to contain Teo and this Lancer offense.
Another I formation bunch, wide receiver to either side, and there's going to be
another flag on the field.
It's going to be false start on the offense, so that's going to push the Lancers back even further, make it a 1st and 25.
the Irish have a really good chance to stop this Lancer offense. Lancers have really bad field positioning now. 25 yards to go to that first down marker.
We'll see what they decide to do. Clock's still running. 10 minutes left in the third quarter.
Another handoff to Teo.
He's going to get stopped after about a 7-yard gain
Brought down by Mixon Jr.
A trio of Irish. Mixon Jr. leading the tackle, leading the charge. It's going to be 2nd and 17.
8-yard gain for Teo. So what do you think the Irish defense can do to help contain Teo? Because he's really breaking through this Irish defense. And on another run,
again, he's going to get stopped at the 40-yard line. He's going to make it a 3rd and 4. And going back to the question you asked, I think the Irish are going to keep having players right out towards the line of scrimmage, so in the box. So have 8 or 9 defenders. Either as defensive linemen or linebackers to go all out on the run. That is going to leave single coverage on the outsides on the wide receivers. But really, the Lancers have had no success throwing the ball. So the Irish should assume that they're going to just continue to run the ball until the Irish can finally put a stop to it.
I agree. Everything seems to be going through the running back Teo at this time. Let's see what the Irish defense can do to stop him.
See, Irish do put 9 men at the box. Looks like a false start. Looks like multiple offensive linemen seem to jump early on that play. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty, make it a 3rd and 10.
Lancer O-line looking real jumpy. That's great for the Irish defense. Pushing the Lancers back 10 yards short of that first down marker.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that after the initial first down that the Lancers got on that 15-yard run by Teo, really just have been stuck here. I mean, it's been 3 or 4 minutes, I think 3 minutes since the first down, and we've only ran about 2 plays since then. We'll see what the Lancers decide to do here on 3rd and 10.
Still waiting for a throw. Might this be the chance for the Lancers to finally throw? And
he's going to throw it.
Doherty dropbacks, go for the run, and he will get the first down, and he will run out of bounds just shy of the 45-yard marker on the Irish side of the field.
Matthew Perry looked like he was going to drop back and throw the ball. Ending up turning upfield and running the ball. There is a flag on the play on the near sideline, on the Irish sideline. We'll see what that is.
Sorry, that was...
Joshua Perry. Sorry, not Matthew Perry, Joshua Perry. It's going to be holding against St. Francis, which is going to pin them even further back. It'll be a replay of 3rd down, but that holding penalty is killer on a 20-yard run by Perry.
It will drop the Lancers back 10 more yards to the 25-yard line.
It's going to be 3rd down and 20 here. Lancers will probably need to throw the ball deep if they're going to have any chance of getting the first down.
Irish coach is communicating with Brucey Preza about best to stop the Lancer run game. No throws so far this quarter from the Lancers, just ground and pound. Combination of mostly Teo and Joshua Perry too. Let's see what the Lancers do here on 3rd and 20.
Looking to throw. Oh, they're going to draw play.
Teo.
Goes to Teo. Teo looking upfield. He's going to get stopped just a couple of yards short of the first down. It's going to be about 4th and 3. Looked like Perry was going to throw the ball. Ended up handing it off on the draw play, and Teo getting a big gain, but it's still going to be short of the first down. About an 18-yard gain on the play.
And Casey for the Lancers will come out to punt.
They've already had some trickery on special teams with that onside kick. We'll see if they decide to do a fake punt here. They're at their own 45-yard line, so should this fake punt fail, it would pin the Lancers back pretty far in their own. It would give the Irish good field position. Here's the punt.
Casey,
It's
the punt.
end over end. It's a lofting punt, and it is going to be not called for a fair catch. However, it would have been just as good had number 25 Irons, or no, yeah, had number 25 Jackson Irons just called for the fair catch, getting no yardage on the return there.
Pushback for a loss of probably about a yard. Now the Irish got pretty lucky on that last defensive sequence. They got lucky with those flags on some silly Lancer mistakes. Now let's see what the Irish can do on offense. Excuse me.
Aiden McGrath's going to stand in there at quarterback. We've seen a couple of quarterbacks for the Irish. Jerry Mixon throwing a couple of passes. He threw for a couple of passes. Here's the handoff. Looks like it'll be just make it up about 1 yard and then be stopped. That was Kendrick Sanders with the carry, gets about a yard, but nothing more, and that'll be 2nd and 9. So going back to what I was saying, we've seen a couple of players throwing the football for the Irish. Jerry Mixon, who plays all over the field for the Irish, plays both offense and defense, threw for about 67. Looks like 67 yards passing for the Irish, and then Aiden McGrath also threw the ball a couple of times. The starting quarterback for the Irish, the normal starting quarterback, Rajon Spears, is out due to COVID, so the Irish have had to come up with a couple of ingenious ways to keep throwing the ball. Kendrick Sanders with the carry there looks like 3 yards, which will bring it down up 3rd and 6 for the Irish.
And that gain of 3 will bring the Irish total rushing yards to 147 on the day so far. Let's see if they can add some more.
Both teams have been run heavy so far, and obviously the major passing play the first half was actually on defense with the pick
Aiden
six
McGrath
by
for the throw, and it's complete to
R.L. Miller, and there's a flag. There's a flag after the play. Looks like it's going to be a personal foul on number 23, Tyler Evers for the Lancers on either a helmet-to-helmet hit or just unnecessary roughness. So that's going to add 15 yards to the end of the play.
Irish sideline definitely appreciating that call. Let's see if this can help build some momentum for the team.
R.O. Miller has had a big game on both sides. Had a big game, mostly on defense, but has got another with the pick 6, but just caught a pass there on offense. And yes, the call was personal foul, roughing the passer, roughing or unnecessary roughness for against the Lancers, which is going to move the Irish up 15 yards and get them into Lancers territory. Irish setting up 5 offensive linemen, 4 wide receivers, and a running back. Kendrick Sanders in the backfield with Aiden McGrath.
McGrath take the snap.
Hands the ball off to Sanders. Sanders looking upfield, not going to get much yardage. Looks like it's going to be about a 2-yard gain on the play. Got taken down by an army of Lancers, army of St. Francis Lancers.
McGrath coming off the field. Let's see who the Irish will have taking the snaps this.
I don't actually think he's coming
around.
off the field. I think he's just getting some instructions from his coach. Looks like the coach is just telling him to play. Could be a trick play. We've seen both teams. We've seen the Irish especially though using a lot of trick plays. So we will see what Aiden McGrath and the Irish have cooked up for this 2nd and 6. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 wide receiver to the left, and Kendrick Sanders in the backfield with Aiden McGrath. The Lancers
see what the Irish do
forward.
here.
Aiden McGrath
Going deep to Upresa.
It's going to
it's going to be picked off.
Picked off by
and
number
Upresa
31.
is going to bring him down.
That was picked off
There's
by
a flag on the play.
It was picked up by number 31, Nicholas Andrihetto, for the Lancers. There is a flag on the play in the backfield, which doesn't look good for the Irish because usually flags in the backfield have something to do with holding, and it is going to be holding on. We'll see. It looks like it's going to be holding, not sure on who.
Referee discussion.
Holding on the offense. and the penalty will be declined, and that's going to be That's going to be an interception by Aiden McGrath.
And the referee will place the ball at the 15-yard line for the Lancers.
So Lancers, after a short drive on offense that was riddled with penalties, will get the ball back at the 15-yard line after the interception by Nicholas Andrihetto, and we will see what they decide to do. We'll need to go 85 yards for the touchdown as the ball's at their own 15-yard line, and we'll see how they line up. Looks like 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. They looked for a second there.
Leone Teo looked like he was stopped, but he broke the tackle, and he will be brought down for what looks like to be a gain of 2. Irish defense doing a pretty promising job of stopping Leone Teo so far in this half. Let's see if the Irish defense can keep that up. Lancers in huddle formation.
We'll see what the Lancers decide to do here on this 2nd and 8. 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. The score still 16-13. No score yet in the 3rd quarter.
2 receivers out wide left for the Lancers.
Here's the handoff to number 6, and he breaks out for about a 15-yard gain.
That was to Arquette.
That's
That's gonna get the 1st down for the Lancers.
Yeah, that was to Camilo Arquette. Looked like he thought he hadn't been tackled yet, but the referee said he was down. So 1st down, 15-yard gain for the Lancers. Lancers still relying heavily on the running power of Arquette and TU, and we'll see if that changes later in this game or if they continue to run the football.
1st and 10 for the Lancers at their 30-yard line.
So 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Here's the handoff to TU. He looks upfield, but
will be brought down for about a gain of 4.
Gain of 4 on the play there, or looks like actually gain of 5 on the play there. Not much running room for TU there, but he was able to turn upfield and at least get a good 5 yards in the play.
The Irish are doing a pretty good job of containing Teo so far in this half, but it was that 15-yard gain by Arquette that gave this drive new life. Let's see what the Lancers do here on 2nd and 5 from the 35. It's the handoff to Arquette, and he's brought down for gain of 2 or 3. Let's see where the refs place the ball.
Looks like it's going to be a gain of 2 yards in the play. Gain of 2 yards in the play. 3rd down and 3. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
And I have to say, I think this is a really important play right here.
Yeah, important, and like you said, important 3rd down for the Irish.
Yeah.
If they get the stop here, they'll get the ball back in pretty good field position, and we'll be looking to take the lead or at least tie it with a field goal or take the lead with the touchdown. And
3rd and 3. And it's the handoff, and the Irish defense stuff him.
TU tried to find yardage, didn't find any yardage there, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 3 for the Irish.
A loss of
and
about
the
1
special
yard.
team units trot on for the punt. It will be Padriak Casey punting to Jackson Irons for the Irish. Jackson Irons hasn't gotten a good return yet. He's called for a fair catch on one, and then was tackled right as he caught the ball on the other
that one for a loss of 1 yard. Let's see what he does here.
No, calls for the fair catch, and he will catch it at the 30-yard line. And the Irish have decent field position with 1 minute and 12 left as the Irish offense trots on the field, hoping to have a better drive than last drive, where they ended up throwing an interception when they were at the 15-yard line.
And that pass intended for Upresa of the Irish. Let's see if they can make more of this drive this go around. Aiden McGrath under center for the Irish with Kendrick Sanders at running back.
They're gonna number 11
Upresa.
Upresa.
Kendrick Sanders. Oh, and he'll be brought down for a loss of 4 or 5 by the Lancers.
Looks like
Camilo Arquette with a tackle there.
And we have an injured player. Sanders is shaky to get up as the medical team trots onto the field, and we'll see how Sanders is. Hopefully he'll be able to keep playing. He's a vital part of this Irish offense, but he is staying down.
It's not looking good for Sanders, but let's.
It looks like just some sort of a lower leg injury, maybe just a pull or a cramp. And the Irish trot off the field to get some coach's instructions while Sanders is tended to on the field.
Looks like that left leg there, and it looks like he's trying to stand up.
Right leg
and
actually.
get off the field.
And he looks like half jog, half limps off the field, under his own power though, which is always a good sign. And hopefully he'll be able hopefully he'll be okay, and then also hopefully we'll see if he can return later in this game.
Still limping as he walks off the field. Let's hope he's okay.
As the teams trot back onto the field, it's going to be 2nd and 13 at the Irish 27-yard line.
And that'll be Jerry Mixon Jr. replacing Sanders at running back.
Jerry Mixon could be running back, could honestly get the snap in and play quarterback. Interesting to see what he'll do.
And we saw him take some throws to a lot of success in the second quarter.
Yeah, 67 passing yards and 14 yards on the rush for Jerry Mixon. Just an all-around player for the Irish. One of the Irish's studs, both on offense and defense. I believe he's a 3-star recruit, and we'll see what colleges come after him. As the third quarter winds down to its last minute, it's going to be 2nd and 13 for the Irish. McGrath takes the snap, rolls to the left, looking to throw. Nobody's open, ends up just throwing it away, and it is almost nearly picked off.
Almost intercepted.
Very dangerous throw by McGrath, and it was nearly picked off by
almost
by the
picked
Lancers
off by
secondary.
Kian and Ina.
Kieran and really should have came down with that. Just dropped the play.
He
Just
bobbled it
dropped the
there.
ball.
That was a really risky throw there. Not sure what he was thinking on that play.
If there's nobody open as he's rolling to the left, looks like he tried to find the slot receiver there, and maybe I think it might have been Isaiah Keish, but just should have thrown the ball out of bounds and just taken the loss down. 3rd and 13 for the Irish. Upresa in motion, runs across the field. Looks like it's going to be man coverage by the Lancers defense. Here's they go
Gets
for
it
a
to
screen
Mixon.
pass to Mixon. Mixon unable to find much yardage on tried to throw a screen pass to Mixon.
About a 2-yard gain, which will bring the Irish field position to about 4th down and 11 yards.
And the Irish looking like they are just gonna let the time run out of the third quarter. We'll see if they decide to punt the ball or go for it here. But it looks like, I think, yeah, they're just gonna let the third quarter run out. And
there you have it.
that will be the third quarter. No score in the third quarter. The score is 16-13, and we'll see you back for the fourth quarter.
And the Irish punt is being returned currently by Andrew Atkinson. Oh my God. Looks like he's gonna go all the way. Oh, and brought down at what looks like the 1 yard line. Wow. What a return by Atkinson for the Lancers. My Lord.
Yeah, great return by Atkinson there.
And the referees looks like they're gonna place that ball at the, I want to say the 2 yard line. Wow.
Just what a difference play, because, you know, 16-13, Lancers with a very small lead, and then with the big return, just now at the 2 yard line, almost definite score. Could put this game on ice if the Lancers can go up by 2 scores here.
Well, the Irish knew that going in that this game would be an uphill battle against a really, really strong Lancer team, but they kept themselves in it with a chance, and they're keeping themselves in it with a chance at 13-6, only down 3 points, but man, that was a big play and might be a game changer here in the fourth quarter.
Flag on the field. It's going to be a false start by the Lancers, which will bring the ball back to the 7 yard line.
Let's see if the Irish can hold them potential to a field goal.
Going to need a big defensive stop in the red zone here for the Irish. We'll see what they decide to do. Lancers will probably just keep the ball on the ground and run the football and run it into the end zone, because they've had so much success.
And I've got to
already
say, when it comes to the Irish offense, I don't know why they don't go with Mixon under the snap. He's had much more success throwing that touchdown pass in the second quarter. I really think the Irish need to change it up and go back to Mixon there. That's when there was a real spark.
I'm going to disagree with you on that, because I think that Mixon's better at trick plays. If you put him under center, getting the snap instantly every time, he's never going to be able to have that trick play.
That's about a gain of 4, 3.
3 or 4 yards. Yeah, so I going back to what I just said, I think Mixon, you already have a quarterback that is only a quarterback in McGrath, and you can use Mixon as a trick play quarterback. So whenever you need to run like a trick play, a flea flicker or some sort of trick play with somebody else throwing the football, that's when you would use Jerry Mixon, because the defense wouldn't suspect it. If you have Jerry Mixon on the
and I agree. I just hope we see more of those trick plays.
Definitely, I agree with you on that.
And it's Taya, and it looks like he will cross the plane.
No, they're going to stop him at the 1 yard line. Looks like he was down just before he got in.
His knee was down on the play just before. You're right about that.
Joshua Perry can't believe it. He thought Teo got into the end zone, but it's going to be 3rd and goal at the 1 yard line, and 3rd and goal at the 1 yard line. We'll see what the Lancers decide to do here.
Lancers in a huddle.
Look for either Teu or Arquette just to pound the football in here.
Monumental play right here.
Big play. Hopefully the Irish can stop him. Irish are going to be in their goal line formation, and it's going to be
hand it off.
Handoff, and he looks like he is short.
He will
at
be
the
short.
half-yard line.
Wow. What a stop by the Irish defense. That is immense. But I gotta say, I think the Lancers will go for it here. I really do. I think they're gonna try and really put a stamp on this game.
Yeah.
Irish sideline hyping up the crowd here, trying to build some momentum, and the Irish crowd is responding. They are cheering louder than they have this whole game.
Here's the 4th down. We'll see what the Lancers decide to do.
Monumental play right here. Let's see what the Irish defense can do. Oh, wow, and the Lancers break through for the touchdown. And that was Arquette on the 1 yard touchdown run.
Yeah, just Lancers decided to keep their offense on the field there and go for the 4th down. And anytime you're 4th and short, I always say to go for it. But maybe that's why I'm not a college, NFL, or high school football coach.
Matthew Carrick on the extra point attempt, and it is good.
And that'll make it a 2-score game with 9 minutes and 32 seconds left.
Yeah, Camilo Arquette's 1-yard touchdown run brings the score line to 13-23 for the Lancers. The Lancers finally putting points up on the board after going an entire quarter of unanswering the Irish 13 points they put up in the second quarter. Let's see what the Irish offense can do here.
Irish still with all 3 timeouts, though I wouldn't think that they probably won't start using them until about the 5th minute, until about 5 minutes left in the game. Need 2 scores, touchdown and a field goal to tie, or 2 touchdowns to take the lead.
Yeah, 9:32 left on the clock here. Let's see what the Irish have in them.
Looks like the referee's going to hold the game for a second to discuss with his other referee, discuss with one of the umpires.
Looks like we have Kendrick Sanders, the junior, back on the field. Still walking a bit gingerly after taking that hard hit in the third quarter. Glad to see him back on the field. Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, well, he's out on the field, so it looks like he's okay. Along with Kendrick Sanders is Isaiah Keish, and both of them, a big return here would be monumental for the Irish, as the referees are discussing something with the coaches. Interesting to see what happened here. Maybe something wrong with the band. Interesting to see what happened.
Don't know what's going on there, but let's see what the Irish special teams can do here.
We've already seen one onside kick from the. We've already seen one onside kick for the Lancers. Looks like
Matthew Carrick to kick off for the Lancers.
Looked like the issue was something to do with the Irish band playing music during the chants during like the play. Here's the kickoff, and it will go to Isaiah Keish.
And it will go out the end of the end zone for a touchback for the Irish.
Irish are going to have the ball at the 20-yard line. 9 minutes and 32 seconds left in the game.
Fresh set of downs for the Irish. 9:32 on the clock. Let's see what the Irish can do. What do you think the game plan here for the Irish should be?
I mean, eventually, well, every time Irish have leaned heavily on the run. Unfortunate thing is you can't lean as heavily on the run in the fourth quarter because every time you run the football, the clock's going to continue. So the Irish are going to have to start relying a little bit more on the passing game.
I agree, but do you think that passing game should go more through number 10 McGrath, or do you think that should go for more trick plays through Mixon Jr.?
Well, McGrath really hasn't had much success against this excellent Lancer defense, so I think he's going to have to go through Dre Mixon
McGrath
Jr.
with a pass. Oh, boy. And 2 Irish, they ran into each other on that play. Could have had a solid gain, but there was a mix-up there.
Tried to go on a screen pass to Owen Daly, but unfortunately only 2 yards on the play. Looks like 3 yards on the play. Very generous spot by the referees.
Second and 7 for the Irish here.
Second and 7 for the Irish. Clock continues to tick. Under 9 minutes left in the game. And we will see what the Irish decide to do here. McGrath running on the field to tell the play.
Giving the team coach's instructions.
Last game versus Valley Christian, the Irish relied heavily on read option plays and screens, and the Irish said, as there's going to be
a flag on the field.
It's going to be for delay a game. The Irish just took too long. That's unfortunate considering the fact that really the Irish just cannot afford any mistakes.
And I must say, I find that absolutely ridiculous. Like you said, this late in the game, they just can't afford these kind of mistakes. It's Coach Mack giving the instructions to the team. It's going to be a 2nd and 12 for the Irish, so it looks like they're, I want to say 23-yard line. Let's see what Coach Mack and his offensive coaches
last
come
game
up here.
penalties really hurt the Irish, especially late in the game. The Irish had about a minute and a half to drive down the field to score a touchdown, and ultimately like three false start penalties wasted about 20 seconds or 40 seconds on the clock.
And it looks like we have Mixon Jr. taking the snaps under center, and it's going to be a draw for Mixon, and he goes nowhere.
Just a design quarterback run. Looked like maybe
gain of a yard or two, but it's not real encouraging from the Irish. Let's see what they can do. We saw some real magic out of Mixon. Oh, wow, he's coming off the field.
Looked like he might just be coming to talk to his coaches. We'll see what happens here.
I think you're right there.
No, he is. He is actually. They're taking Mixon off the field, and that lead. So the Irish are taking out a great player that can also do trick plays. So it looks like McGrath is going to take the ball and throw it.
Yeah, McGrath.
Look for the path. Looking for a wide receiver screen to number 15, who's going to turn upfield, but unfortunately is going to be short of first down yardage.
That pass to Ryder Brooks.
Ryder Brooks tried to turn upfield and get the first down, but he's going to be short. And it looks like the Irish are going to send on their punt team, and hope that their defense can come up with a big stop.
And what do you think here? 4th and 5 with 7:20 and change left on the clock. You think the Irish should have gone for it, or you think punting is the smartest choice here?
In my opinion, I would go for it because they're playing against St. Francis, an excellent team, 53rd ranked in the state or in the nation. The St. Francis is going to get first downs. They're going to drain time off the clock. You only have 2 timeouts.
I agree.
And you're giving the ball willingly back to St. Francis. It's like what happened actually just in the NFL over the weekend. The Chargers were playing the Chiefs. Chiefs are an excellent NFL football team. The Chargers had a 4th down. I think it was 4th and 3, and they did not want to give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes, and they decided to go for it. And it ended up working out well for them as they won that game. I agreed with that call. I would have liked to see the Irish do that same play. And here's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to TU.
Teo there. Looks like a gain of 3.
Flag on the play. The referee's got to be careful with these flags. They just hit a player. The referee looked like he hit one of the Lancers offensive lineman, or maybe the tight end there, and we will see what the call is. Looks like it's probably going to be offensive, something on the defense. I couldn't catch the flag there.
A pretty aggressive flag throwing by the referee. Back to what you were saying there. I honestly couldn't agree more. I think it's at this stage in the game and against this good of a team, I think that you have to take the chance that you're given, and I think it's gonna be really hard to make it back now, especially with the Lancers driving back on the field. I think that was a mistake by the Irish coaching staff. But let's see what they can do here on defense, and hopefully they can stop the Lancer offense.
That flag will result in a first down. So the Lancers with a fresh set of downs hands the ball off to TU. TU getting about 6 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd and 4, and the clock will continue to run. Under 7 minutes now left in the game.
I'd have to say, I think that's going to be the Lancer game plan, to run out the clock. Just use their workhorse running back, Taya, who's been doing damage all game, and just run out that clock. What do you think?
Yeah, like you said, no reason to start throwing the ball. TU and Arquette have already had a bunch of success running the ball. No reason to go to the passing game. Just run the football, get the first down, run out the clock, and end this game. Another handoff to Arquette, who is going to be, looks like, right at first down yardage. We'll see if they give him the first down or not. If they don't give him a first down, it's going to be 3rd and inches. And they're not moving
the chains, yeah.
They're not moving the chains, so it's going to be 3rd down and inches for the Lancers. Big 3rd down.
I have to say, I think this is going to make or break the game here if the Irish can stop them or not.
Yeah, especially because if the Lancers, I think this is, we'll see what the Lancers kicker has an excellent punt, or an excellent field goal kick, a big leg. So we'll see. I don't think this is in field goal range for him, though. This would be about a 49-yard field goal kick for the Lancers kicker, and the Lancers will just hand the ball off to the fullback, and he will get about 4 yards for the first down.
I missed that one. Was that Arquette or was that Teo on the
Hard to
play
tell. One of the Lancers players looks like he's hobbling off. Look, one of the Lancers players, number 61.
Yeah, that would be Taliali.
He comes off injured, hobbling after that play. It was I couldn't tell who the running back was. It was the Lancers fullback. But he was able, on the 3rd and 1, he was able to just push up field behind his excellent offensive line and get 4 yards for the first down.
And it's been those Lancer running backs that have been doing the most amount of damage in this game. Viliani Teo with 2 touchdowns just in this game alone, bringing his total to 9 on the year. And Teo again.
Teo breaking out. There's a flag on the play. I think it will be against the Lancers for holding. Looked like number 85 there. Dylan Golden, the tight end, might have held one of the Irish players. It's gonna be holding on the offense. So that'll put the Lancers back 10 yards. Teo looked like he had a good 8-yard run there, but unfortunately the run's gonna be negated after the penalty, which will put the ball on the 39-yard line for the Lancers. 2nd and 10, or first and 20. Sorry.
Now, if you were the Lancers, what would you do here? Would you try and slowly run out the clock with a run game, or would you go and be aggressive and try and get that last touchdown, put the game to bed?
I would just continue running the football. I mean, even if you don't score any points, it's still a 2-score game. And if you give another team, NFL, college, or high school, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to score twice, it's almost never going to happen. As the Lancers running back, that was number 6.
Arquette there, yeah,
Arquette,
you're right.
That was number 6, Arquette, with a 10-yard run. We'll get back all the yards lost by the holding penalty, and the Irish are going to take their second.
It's that bruising Lancer run game that's been doing the most amount of damage.
Yeah, the Irish are going to take a timeout here. Oh, no. It's hard to tell who ended up taking the timeout there. I believe it was the Irish, but for some reason the scoreboard shows the Lancers took the timeout there. We will confirm who ended up taking the timeout and report it.
And that was Arquette with that 9-yard gain to bring the ball to the 30-yard line for a 2nd 11 for the Lancers. 4:26 left on the clock here. It's fortunately looking pretty grim for the Irish. Let's hope they can come up with something. Now the Irish had that really great second quarter where they put up all 13 of their points. What do you think's been missing so far in the second half?
I agree with what your thought was. They didn't involve Jerry Mixon as much. Jerry Mixon, on just, I believe, one drive alone, had 67 passing yards with that big play to RL. This St. Francis team is 53rd in the nation. It's going to be very hard to beat them by playing normal football. You have to drum up some trickery every once in a while, as Teo's going to turn upfield and get the first down.
Several Irish tried to tackle him that play, and he was just too slippery there. And right to that secondary.
That is a killer. That is a killer play. That's a killer first down for the Lancers because just now they can run probably 2 more minutes off the clock. And now they're definitely in field goal range for their kicker.
The clock already winding down. Now it just crossed that 4-minute mark. It's, yeah.
Assume the Irish are able to stop the Lancers and hold them to a field goal. The Lancers would take the field goal, and the Irish would need 2 scores and 2 extra points, and that's not even going to matter.
Just as you say that, Arquette breaks right into the end zone for a 17-yard touchdown. Wow.
Arquette was able to turn upfield there on the right side of the offensive line, found a hole, on the outside zone and just turned upfield for like 17 yards, and that's going to make it a 3-score game. And after this extra point attempt, should he make it, that'll make it 30-13 for the Lancers.
It's been that Lancer run game that's been killing them. Those 2 touchdowns in the first half for Teo, and then that touchdown for Arquette. It's been that run game that's been really killing the Irish here.
And that unfortunately is going to make it a 3-score game for the Irish. And with 3 minutes and 41 seconds left, now it's been done before, but it's going to be hard for the Irish to come back right now. But we'll see what they can do as Coach Mack gives a pep talk to his players, explaining the plan.
Let's see what the Irish can muster up here. Make a final drive down the field. Put some points more points up on the board.
Isaiah Keish and Kendrick Sanders, the 2 Irish return men on kickoffs at least. Irons does the returns on punts. Will be back for the Irish. We'll see if we'll see what the kick is, and we'll see if it goes deep, if the Irish will just decide to take the ball at the 20-yard line, should it go into the end zone for a touchback.
Character kickoff will likely be the final kickoff of the game.
At least for the Lancers. Here's the ball. Sanders is going to take
the return.
it to the 5-yard line.
Out. So
And
he breaks through. He breaks through. Wow. Kendrick Sanders with a great return to what looks like will be just shy of the 45-yard line, putting the Irish with a great opportunity to put some more points up on the board. What a run by Sanders.
Sanders comes up limping again. Wow. Hopefully he'll be able to continue.
Really putting his heart on the line for the Irish team.
We'll see whether he decides to. He looks hurt. We'll see whether he decides to keep playing, or if he will have to come out due to injury. He's going to stay on the field.
Don't know if you can hear that, folks, but this Irish band has really put in some great music here today. It's been a pleasure to listen to them.
Looks McGrath looking for.
Oh wow!
Looking
gets
for
it
anything. McGrath's gonna end up getting the throw off, but it's gonna be only a 2-yard gain for the Irish, and
McGrath got swamped by looked like 3 Lancers there. His shoulder pad even popped out. He's been taking some punishment.
I think, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, no, it looked like for a second there that McGrath would have to come out for some reason, but no, he'll come back in. He was just getting the play from.
McGrath giving the play call. The Irish are lining up.
2 wide receivers to the left, 2 wide receivers to the right for the Irish, looking like a passing play. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game.
McGrath, and he gets the ball to Kishik.
Gets the ball to Keish just for about a 1-yard gain. That's going to put the ball exactly on the 50-yard line. 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in the game, and the clock's going to continue running down. We'll see what they decide to do on this 3rd and 8. The Irish
nearing that 2-minute warning.
No 2-minute warning in high school football. We learned that last week.
My mistake there, folks.
When we learned that last week, when I thought there was a 2-minute warning for about 5 minutes before I got corrected.
Rookie mistake there, folks. My bad.
Here's the throw to Upareza. Upareza is going to be just short of the first down. It's going to be a 4th and 1, and the Irish
should go for it here. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
No point in punting.
Unless they have decided that this game's over. Unless the Irish have given up on any comeback, they should go for it. And yeah, they're gonna go for it on 4th down and 1 at the 44-yard line. At the opponent's 44-yard line. So 44 yards to go for the end zone. Here's the snap to McGrath. McGrath looking to throw.
Throwing a deep shot. Oh,
Deep
looks
shot,
like,
and it is going to be
almost
incomplete.
intercepted by the Lancers. Wow.
Incomplete, nearly intercepted. That was just a 4 verticals play. All 4 of the Irish wide receivers went deep on some sort of streak or like a deep post.
Intended target there was either Aiden Shea or Upresa, but I must say that it wasn't close. The Lancers are really unlucky to not have caught that ball there.
Yeah, the intended target looked more like one of the Lancers defenders. And that, in all likelihood, the Lancers will get the ball back with 1 minute and 21 seconds left and a 3-score game. And barring some miracle, that's probably going to drown out any chance the Irish have of mounting a comeback here.
Yeah, put up a great fight, especially in that second quarter. Really made the game interesting. Just couldn't get anything going in the second half.
Yeah, just a big second half.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And that's 38 there. And that is going to be
38.
Kamau Julian for the Lancers, who will take it to the house just to add insult to add insult to injury for the Lancers, or for the Irish. Just, yeah.
Just
that Lancer run game.
Just in 10 seconds there, the Lancers went from getting the 4th down stop to then running the ball 55 yards for the touchdown, and just an excellent run by Julian there, and that's gonna make the score 37-13.
Following that extra point by Carrick, yeah.
Yeah, 36-13. And then if the extra point goes through, 37-13. And here's the snap for the extra point, and the kick is up and good. And that's going to make it 37-13 with 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the game. We'll see what the Irish decide to do here.
Irish coaches calling over R.L. Miller and Mixon Jr. and Upresa. Maybe looking for a Hail Mary but who knows?
Yeah, I think we'll see whether they decide to send out their starters or just give the players that maybe don't see as much time on the field a chance to get on the field and make some magic, prove why they should be a starter. Sanders and Quiche will receive for the Irish on the kickoff. And remember, I did say about 5 minutes ago that this would be the last kickoff. That would be the last kickoff.
I did, and you corrected me. You said no. You thought the Irish might kick off. Well, yes, unfortunately, the Lancers are kicking off again.
Neither of us thought the Lancers would kick off again, but here we are after a 55-yard touchdown.
Here we are
by
indeed.
Julian. We'll see what they decide to do here.
So what do you think the main lessons are to be taken away from this game?
Well, first of all, I think that the Lancers just try to squib kick to get the ball again, which would have been pretty disrespectful at this point in the game. And the takeaway here is, I mean, you know, it just comes out to start in the second half strong. Like the first half, the Irish played very well, kept the game within 3. It was 16-13 at halftime, and then, you know, the Lancers just were clearly the better team in the second half, and they just came out with more hunger and more just wanted to win more, and that's why in the second half the Lancers have scored 21 unanswered points and made this game from 16-13 to 37-13.
Well, next game, the Irish will be playing their arch rival and arch nemesis, the St. Ignatius Wildcats. What do you think the Irish need to do different to have a good chance of winning that game?
Well, for starters, I hope that their starting quarterback, Rajon Spears, and Derek Reagans III are both back. Those are both big players for the Irish.
I agree.
And we will, but other than that, I think that just need to be more. Need to get more yards rushing. They The Irish were very good rushing the football in the first half, and then unfortunately, just the rushing attack, partially because the Irish had to start passing the football in the fourth quarter, but also just in the third quarter, just the rushing attack just wasn't there for the Irish.
And let's remember, folks, that Aiden McGrath, the quarterback here for the Irish today, is only a sophomore and will have, you know, more than 2 more years to grow for the Irish. But so we'll look forward to see more out of him too, and hopefully, like you said, the key players for the Irish, Rajon Spears, and hopefully D3 next week against the St. Ignatius Wildcats.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see because McGrath, I mean, obviously has made some wayward throws, but you know, not a starter, a sophomore who got called up because of an unfortunate circumstance due to COVID, has had a decent game for the Irish.
And there's McGrath with one last throw down the field, and it's going to be incomplete to Irons there.
Yeah, to Jackson Irons there. Should be interesting to see whether the the Irish go with Rajon Spears for the Bruce Mahoney game versus SI, or whether they go with Aiden McGrath, or whether they decide to do some sort of combination and have them both on the field at the same time, maybe both taking snaps at quarterback.
Yeah, with Mixon too. He was real dynamic. When Mixon was on the field, that's when the Irish really had their A game. And that's going to run out the clock for this game, folks. Thank you for watching, and thank you for joining. This has been SHC Live with myself, Dimitri Ryan, and
Owen Camros. We thank you for coming out, to the fans who came out and watched the game. And we thank you to everyone who's watching it on SHC Live. That's going to be us. The final score, Irish 13, Lancers 37. Thank you and good night.
Good night, folks.